So you have Raphael Warnock come out and say that essentially Palestinians' lives matter and attacks the President of the United States for moving the American embassy in Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, something that Warnock believes would cause a war. We now know it didn't, but he's also on the side of the Palestinians. How is that going to help him, frankly, with a bunch of Jewish voters in Atlanta, of which there are plenty? They tend to lean Democrat, but they care about this issue. I guess he can offset it by having John Ossoff on the ticket, except the problem with Ossoff is that black voters don't particularly care for John Ossoff. This is something that the media, of course, has paid very little attention to. I talked about it on Fox and Friends this morning. John Ossoff actually lost votes from Joe Biden. David Perdue got more votes than Donald Trump. John Ossoff got less votes than Joe Biden. That tells you pretty specifically that John Ossoff is a weak candidate. He doesn't play well outside the urban core of Atlanta with progressive voters. He himself has spoken at rallies where people were holding up defund the police signs, and he was championing the cause. He never explicitly said it. He was smart enough not to explicitly say it, but he was there lending support to it. Raphael Warnock, of course, has come out attacking the police. This is an issue the Republicans need to pick up and pursue. There are a bunch of people out there who think the GOP should only focus on Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. I think that's wrong. When you look at the record of John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, that needs to be in play. Their rhetoric and their words need to be in play. Their aligning with far-left radicals needs to be in play. The fact that they wanted to treat seriously defund the police needs to be in play. The fact that Stacey Abrams refuses to walk away from it needs to be in play. The fact that Raphael Warnock believes that Palestinian lives matter and we shouldn't move the American embassy to the capital of Israel matters. These sorts of things matter. The fact that Raphael Warnock ran over his wife matters. These sorts of issues matter on the campaign trail. They matter to voters. And what we saw early on, David Perdue did his best to truly define himself more so than he focused on John Ossoff. Now, certainly it got nasty between the two, but not like it's going to now. Kelly Loeffler spent most of her time going after Doug Collins to get into the runoff, and it worked. Now she's got to turn all that money on Ralph Warnock.